Learning to efoil is going to be a 3-step process. We're going to start on our stomach, progress to our knees, and finally, once we're comfortable, progress to a standing position. For the first step, we're going to start lying flat on our stomach in gear 1, putting our arms out to balance ourselves. We'll now learn how to lean with our weight from left to right on the board and adjust our direction, as well as changing our speed between gears 1 to 4, becoming more familiar with the board. For the next step, we're going to progress onto our knees in the middle of the board. We're going to want to have our arms out, again to balance from left to right, becoming more and more familiar with how the board and weight shift works. Doing this as slow as possible is the best key to success. We want to slowly progress from our stomach onto our knees, and then with our arms out, learning how to lean left to right and adjust our speed. We want to become as confident as possible on our knees before progressing to the next step. For the next step, we're going to lean backwards ever so slightly, just so the nose comes out the water and we begin to fly. If you don't have enough speed to fly, increase your gear level slightly until you do. As soon as you start to fly, lean forward again and touch down. We're going to progress from short touch and goes, initially very short, 1 to 2 seconds, before touching down again, slowly increasing the amount of time that we stay in the air as we become more and more confident. Take your time in this step. The key to success is taking this as slow as possible and slowly increasing the amount of time that you're spending in the air. You'll gradually learn how the efoil starts to balance and you'll be able to stay up longer and longer. For the next step, we're going to progress to standing position, moving our front foot to the front of the board. Do this as slowly as possible, getting up into position. Your foot position on the board compared to a surfboard is quite different, so have your back foot facing out slightly with your front foot facing forward and your chest open to the front. This will give you your best stability on the efoil. You're going to use your front foot to apply pressure on the front of the board and keep the nose in the water. You're also going to lean backwards slightly and shift your weight backwards to allow the nose to come up. So you're going to control the pitch of the board by moving your shoulders and your head forwards and backwards with the weight over your front leg. Keep your knees slightly bent so you can apply pressure and make changes. Practice going from your knees to standing multiple times until you're as confident as possible, getting quickly into position and standing up. Once you're familiar with the position, we can progress on to flying. Standing up, we put a bit of pressure on our back foot and the board will come out of the water and we'll begin to fly. We're then going to put pressure on our front foot and touch down again. We're going to do this multiple times, doing short touch and goes, progressing from short to longer ones until we can stay up in the air with the board steadily. Now that you've mastered the basics, you should be able to get up and efoil as quickly as possible. Just remember to do this as slow as possible and practice each step thoroughly before moving on to the next. Doing things too quickly often leads to people falling off more often and losing their confidence and taking much longer to efoil. Once you've got the basics right, your balance will improve and each session of efoiling will become better and better.